percent. And here we are, less than 10 generations away, trying to figure, because of TV and Tinder, we're sitting here trying to figure out how we can go running back to their arms. We, the children of these breeding farms, because where do you think those children went? You think they disappeared after Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation? You think everything just changed? We're the children of these people. We're the children of this non-consensual relationships. And now, I'm telling you, it's just wild that we think, and a lot of us, I've even had people come up here and say it benefits. Some people come up here and advocate for doing something that was done non-consensually to us for hundreds of years. I think it's wild. But it's very telling, and it speaks to the work that we have to do as Pan-Africans. Peace and power to the descendants of my ancient mother. My name is Brother Legend, and I'm here to raise your consciousness. What's going on? What up? Welcome to the live. Today, on this Sunday afternoon, I'm not going to host the live the way I normally do, but just kind of creating a space for my brothers and sisters to come on up and talk with me. Have a few different conversations, you know what I'm saying? We was just on another. So, whoever brought Timothy up, I love you. I appreciate it. But we don't bring people up till we get to 2K likes. That's an algorithm thing.
Yeah, go ahead and drop me down.
No, you good. I mean, you here now. I would have brought him up either way, you know. But I just don't bring people up till we get to 2K likes. I've seen that have an effect on the amount of people that view it. But appreciate you for coming through, Timothy. I was just saying, I may as well just go live so, you know, we can continue to talk. And I'm sitting here coding, so. But y'all, tap up the live. Let's get to 2K. I bring people up so we can have a conversation once we get to 2K. It's kind of early, yeah. I'm up here early, Malika. We was on Brother Kron's live, but you know, I was listening while I'm typing on my computer. So, you know, just wanted to come and talk with y'all some more. Gives hug with peace. Welcome, Grove. Somebody said take that picture down. Yeah, I don't know what she was thinking in this picture. 2020 was a wild year, y'all. 2020 was wild. Can we be honest? 2020 was wild. You have some disturbing information. Have y'all heard about the Nigerian banker that went down in that helicopter?
Yeah, I heard about that.
That's really disturbing. But also, I'm not too disturbed, but I kind of wonder if he was, you know, bucking. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a sellout. No such thing as a Nigerian billionaire that's not a sellout, y'all. I love Nigeria, man. I love my brothers, the Yoruba, the Igbo brothers and sisters, you know, all the many ethnicities in Nigeria. But I don't know about that. I can't speak to what a Nigerian billionaire banker was doing for our people because, you know. And it's funny because I was just talking about him. But him, his family, everybody, they gone in a helicopter. Like, that's kind of wild. If you're rich and black, you're a sellout. That is true.
Yep.
Unless you are doing something with that to weaponize, you know, that capital against a system built to oppress your people. But I haven't seen one of them ever do that, to be honest. You know, the ones that have tried supposedly failed disastrously. So I haven't seen it. But anyway, I would like to talk about Black History Month, to be honest. I just didn't have a prompt for it, and I wanted to come back up here. Oh, I do have a prompt for it? My wife just said you do from the next room. It smells like sage in here, man. Shout out to everybody that's, that takes the time to acknowledge the ancestors. My wife does remind us of our spiritual responsibility as Africans.
Yeah, I might say it's sitting on the shelf right now.
Oh, you do? Yeah. Nah, that chaga mushroom you was telling me about was kind of wild.
Yeah, no, I think I posted it in the Discord. I'll link it so that way it's like more available for everybody to see up front and center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was looking at it. Peace D and Free D, man. Free D, man.
I know.
Free D till it's backwards.
Mm-hmm.
She said leave that paste alone. We do need to leave that paste alone. Gives Hug, what was the situation you were talking about earlier? Peace, Leisha, I see you in here. D is on Yankee timeout. They put her on timeout. You know what I'm saying? The Yankees got her. You know, they want her to calm down. I don't know what she said that got them riled up. Elon is not an African. Elon Musk is not an African. He is a European, not an African. If I move to China, do I become Asian? If I have children in China, are they now Asian children?
The way that comment was worded, he probably does think so. Like, no, see, if I just move, if I get a passport there, then that means if I become a citizen there, that means I am them. Like, nah.
Yeah. Our brain cell deficient commenters be in here sometimes trolling. He's more African than most blacks. You just let us know that your palm matches the back of your hand. That's all that sentence told me. Because no one black calls us blacks. Yeah. So, and most black people live on the continent of Africa. So how is he more African? Let me know. Y'all black for sure complaining. y'all so racist you can't even type. Can't even type in your own language. Hold on, y'all. We got a guess. Let's see what this person got to say. What's going on? Give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
What the 19, white and normal.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Bye. I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. No. If anybody truly normal wants to come up, then feel free. This is a space open for anyone to talk. But if you are a native English speaker, if you're indigenous to English, don't come up here and act like you don't know what the pronouns are. Okay? I will give grace to brothers and sisters that maybe aren't familiar with that, but this ain't our language. But if you are an indigenous to England, your ancestors created the tongue of English, and you don't know what she, he, and they is, we not doing that. But that's not the reason that I did that just now. The reason I did that is because when they young like that and they come up here on that type of energy, I just felt the ancestors say, get him down because he about to say something dumb. We ain't doing that.
Yep.
Most Africans would laugh at you if you brought up pronouns. Most Africans don't have pronouns in their language, so they probably wouldn't give a damn, to be honest. Person in the comments, your ignorance is showing over and over and over again. Lala, what's going on, Queen?
It's been rough. It's been rough. It's been rough.
What's been rough? Wait, what's
Life.
been rough?
Life. Yeah. Family just coming on up out of they dropping like flies. Granny just had 2 strokes. Like, it's been a doozy.
Oh my. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
we
sorry
gonna
to
be
hear
all
that,
right.
sister.
We're gonna be all right.
Okay. Well, yeah, we always are. I'm sorry to hear about your loss.
Oh.
My condolences.
Thank you. I'm definitely gonna be okay eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to go down to topics real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Queen.
Can white people be no? No, I don't like that word. I don't like
What?
Wasn't I speaking?
Please stay muted, sir. We're gonna come to you.
Yeah, I don't like that word. Most of them are like 98% of them are. And
I don't know what you're talking about. 98% of what?
interracial marriages.
Oh, okay.
YT people peacefully coexist with. I can't see.
Can YT people peacefully coexist with non-YT people?
Look at America.
Where's the peace? No justice, no peace.
Hello. But I'm gonna drop on down and so you can have some space up here for some ops.
All right, sister. Appreciate you.
Can you drop me?
Appreciate you, Queen.
Big up to the ancestors of Sister Lala joining the ancestral realm. They watching over us. If y'all know, just a little Black History tip, not tip, but little fact. You know what I'm saying? Those that didn't make it in the voyage during the Middle Passage, some people would give their life so that those that were on the ship would be able to make it on the other side. And it was a belief of the African ancestors that that they will watch over us and protect us here in America. So when we speak about our ancestors and we speak about them as protectors, that's what we're talking about. 12, give us your age, your race, and your pronouns, please.
White, 27, and he, him.
All right, talk to us.
Can white people be pro-black allies? Some who aren't dickheads. I don't see a problem with interracial marriages as long as it's a healthy relationship and anybody can coexist with anybody as long as they're adults.
All right, are you finished or are you done?
I'll give feedback once I listen in more.
We don't really want your feedback, but you can say whatever you got to say.
I really don't want to celebrate Black History Month every day on TikTok, but I mean, you guys do, so shut the fuck up.
Well, we don't want you to celebrate Black History Month. Yeehaw. Anyway,
2% was
no,
screaming too.
that ain't one of them. That's one of them. That ain't us. That's a Houston haymaker. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them. Black Swan, what's good, sister?
Peace, brother legend. I've actually seen that individual on a few other panels where the hosts are black. There's quite a few lice lieutenants that like to troll our spaces on the daily. They like to come in and spew a lot of hateful things, a lot of negative things. It goes to show that not only have they proven to us that we cannot peacefully coexist, right, just in our day to day, but we cannot peacefully coexist with them online either. There is, a proximity to that group of people is proximity to danger, to violence, to everything harmful. And I stand on that, and I will continue to stand on that.
It's truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on, y'all?
Peace. There was somebody that came up before you. Actually, I think he's trolling, or this person is trolling.
Okay. Hey, yeah, no, I wanted to touch on you said, can white people be pro-black allies? Look, you can be an ally, but not in our circle, right? So you don't have to be around us to be an ally. You be an ally by checking your own people about shit they do. You know what I'm saying? That's how you can help me, because I don't need your help. You know what I'm saying? Moving my people forward. I don't need your help with that. You check your people when you see them doing wrong. That's how you can be my ally. Simple as that.
I would say and I agree with you, brother, that they should focus on the source of the problem instead of coming over to people affected by the problem and trying to prove to us that they have some sort of kinship or allyship or camaraderie. But
Right.
I would say that that would just make them an ally to themselves in their own struggle. You know what I'm saying? As well.
Correct.
'Cause,
Correct.
you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm helping you, if even as black people, when we do anti-racist endeavors like marching for civil rights and things like that, and marching for police brutality, that's us being an ally to them, because racism is a white problem that affects black people. So if I'm helping you fix your problem, we the allies. They not the allies. You know what I'm saying? But I hear you. Go talk with them.
Yeah, because I don't need it.
Yeah, did you want to answer any other questions as well?
What else we got up here?
Are interracial relationships problematic? Or is interracial marriage problematic?
Problematic to who? I mean, because it's only a problem to the people in the relationship. Can't be a problem to me, because I don't care what you do. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you do. But a lot of times you see these interracial couples, okay, and it's that, how can I say this without sounding crazy? You can be in an interracial couple and be inherently racist. Okay? I see this all the time, especially when it's white men dating a black woman. You know how many times they get called out their fucking name as soon as the motherfucker get mad and shit? Soon as the motherfucker get mad, now they tell you call out your name. But you love that woman. You don't love that woman.
Okay. I think you took the individual approach. We're looking at the system and interracial marriage as a whole. I definitely think this question is subjective to some degree. So it's up to you whether or not you want to talk about being problematic to our community or another community. But in the context of our community, I would say that it is problematic because we haven't seen any reward from interracial relationships since it started. What interracial relationship has benefited the black community? And we do show that there have been interracial relationships that have siphoned power from the black community. So it has done harm. When has it done good? That would be my question.
Well, if somebody's choosing to be in a relationship, then why for would you be looking for that person, be it a black man or a black woman? Why would you be looking for them to help the community when they are decided, hey, I'm going a different path?
I don't think we would look to them to help the community, but their act to marry or align themselves outside of the community does work towards the benefit of those that benefit from our oppression. That it works against our community at the same time. Not saying that that the black individual is the aggressor in that situation. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing talks about it, and she says the only reason even black men are with white T women is because that white T woman has chosen to allow that black man into her space, be it that the power dynamic centers around whiteness and gives them a basically the ability to have power over that black man's life more than he has over hers. Look at Jonathan Majors, for example. He's a rich, powerful man that could be taken down by somebody that I never even seen on film. But, supposedly she was like what did she do? She was like a background dancer or something. I don't know what she was. But,
I don't know either. Yeah,
you
you
know
got
what
me
I'm
on
saying?
that. I don't know either.
But she was able to take his black behind the court and get him, we're going to see what the sentencing looked like, but up to a year in jail. So,
I thought they said that he the allegations got dropped.
nah. What?
No?
Nah, he got convicted. He guilty. We just waiting for the sentence.
Yeah, he was guilty. He was guilty of what was it? It wasn't that he was putting his hands on her. He had mistakenly harmed her while trying to get away from her, something like that. Am I wrong or right?
It was his reaction, but
Right.
either way, it was like second degree something. I don't
Right.
remember,
Right.
second
Correct.
degree assault or
Yeah.
something. But either way, he called the police. So when you call the police on somebody and you end up getting convicted, who has the power in that situation?
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah, I
So,
mean,
so
yeah.
that being the case, these interracial relationships give birth to children that are confused about their heritage. Number one, that's from a psychoanalytical perspective, psychoanalysis of Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, who broke it down about how biracial children see blackness only in terms of suffering because they want to be in the same category socially as their mother. They want to be close to mommy. And mommy looks at them and doesn't say, now, if you have a black mother and a white dad, the black mother tells the child, you are black. With a white mother and a black dad, the white mother tells the child, you are biracial. She don't tell the child you are white. She tells the child you are biracial. The child now looks at the mother and says, well, why am I different than my mother? I want to be the same as my mother. And then they start to look at their blackness as something that separates them from their closeness to their mother. And then they go out into society that also will vilify their blackness and discriminate and marginalize them because of their blackness. And they begin to only relate to blackness as a form of suffering instead of a form of pride. And
Give
that's
me
what you what?
No, I wasn't. Go ahead, bro.
Oh
My bad.
yeah. So, that becomes a thing psychologically, right? So that's one way where interracial, marriage, couples, etc., can be problematic. And then we've also got the fact that it is not something that our ancestors marched or fought for. It is something that the people that brought our ancestors here against their will have not improved the conditions of any of our neighborhoods. Like, y'all don't find it suspicious? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, no one finds that suspicious that the people that put you in bondage The people that have taken resources from our communities, have vilified us for hundreds of years, are making laws that we didn't ask for to say that they can love us. After at some point less than 100 years ago, they would make you a tree ornament for looking at one of them. All of a sudden they had a change of heart. We didn't ask for this change of heart, but they had a change of heart, and they said, we love you now. We didn't improve your neighborhood. We didn't give y'all more jobs. There's more of y'all incarcerated today than there's ever been during slavery, but we can love you now. Love is love. No one else finds that suspicious. Am I the only one?
I mean, I don't find it suspicious whatsoever. I mean, the proof is in the pudding of how they get down. My thing is, what's your goal here? Because you're not gonna stop certain black people from dating white people. You can tell, and then you're not gonna change their mind. You're not gonna change their mind on how they feel about it. You're not gonna change their mind about them being wrong or right about it. I personally disagree. That's not my stilo. That's not my cup of tea. But you know, like, what's it to you? Because them type of people, and I know the reason I'm saying it like that is because them type of people I don't want in my corner anyway. Okay, so I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. You just stay. Don't come running to the black community when that situation goes bad. Is all I'm saying, because that seems to happen too. Now all of a sudden, Jonathan Majors hugged up with Megan Good. Where'd that come from?
So King, the thing is that, you know, like, of course, like I'm gonna just let you know that these types of conversations are vital. And speaking as the product of an interracial marriage, but very much so still a Black African man myself, I'm telling you that having these conversations are absolutely vital, because there's some of our brothers and sisters, kings and queens across the globe that don't have the means or they don't have the tools available to them yet through miseducation, to be able to fight these types of battles, because they're still operating from a lens of trying to navigate the brainwashing. And many of them are still just fully engaged in the brainwashing without realizing it yet. So having these conversations are necessary so that we can educate the global Black family in understanding that, hey, listen, they're targeting you specifically for certain things. They're trying to unalive people within our people. They're trying to unalive Black people for the purpose of keeping the individuals who are actually speaking up about these things silent. Like, these are real, legit things that are coming out. So it's just that, you know, the reason why it's vital to have these conversations is because there's nobody to give them the tools to be able to unpack these things as they're going throughout their life day to day.
I guess I can agree with you. The conversation that needs to be had, the part that's vital is self knowledge. Okay, knowing where you came from, knowing what you once was, because all we're taught in schools, obviously, you know what I'm saying, they don't teach us Black history. They teach us the Black experience in America is what they teach us at school, which has not been all too well, okay, for the most part. So having knowledge of self is one thing, okay? What someone chooses to do after having that knowledge, I don't, you know what I'm saying, that's where I got to wash my hands with it. Because if you do know, you know what I'm saying, your worth and all that, and you choose, and you know the history of them folks, you know the history of what they done to, if you know all that and then choose to go be in that type of relationship, look, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. So I think the most vital thing is having knowledge of self, having self-worth, and these things that, you know, things that they don't teach us in school. I think that's the most important part.
I mean, but those are the individuals that are the poons, and replace the P with the C. You know what word I'm talking about.
Correct.
So
Correct.
those are the individuals that can't be saved. We're not talking about those.
Okay.
But yeah, the individuals that are engaging in these relations because they're operating from the perspective of, like, love is love, and they just don't know the details associated with the reasons why it can be very problematic and very dangerous for them to engage in these relations outside of the Black community. Those are the people that we're talking to. We're talking to the ones that still don't know, but that are trying to learn and find out.
Right. Okay.
We're still talking,
wanting to learn. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But then it's almost like when you're sitting here trying to talk to somebody about what not to do, it's almost like trying to tell, a teenager not to make the stupid teenage mistakes. Like, isn't that the whole journey of life, is making the mistakes and then coming back like, hey, mom,
But
you
here's the
wasn't wrong
thing.
the whole time.
Here's the flaw in what you're saying is basically we don't have to teach. Basically, nobody should ever teach anybody anything because they're going to do what they want to do anyway, and that's
Absolutely not.
that's a
That's
form of
absolutely not what I'm saying.
anti-intellectualism. Because at the end of the day, somebody needs to, if me doing this live teaches a young brother at 17, 18 years old before he's getting married that he should think twice before getting into a relationship with someone that could call the police on him and put him in jail, even though he didn't touch her. Like, and the police will show up and not without question put him in cuffs and get him in a situation. How is that like not an important conversation to have? Like that's the thing that I'm like.
I apologize if I got misconstrued. I'm not saying don't have the dialogue. I'm not saying don't have the dialogue, but what I was saying is the more important dialogue is somebody having knowledge of self. Because once you have that, then you can make objective decisions. Okay? Then you have discernment. So before you get into that relationship and you think, hey, maybe she ain't got the best intentions for me. He or she.
One hand washes the other. I understand that, but I feel like it's a bit deconstructive to come up here and focus on that. Like I hear what you're saying. We do knowledge of self work. You might want to check out my other videos. You might want to check out my platform. The purpose of this whole even conversation that we having, if you really want to ask me what personally we doing, is for our nonprofit b1initiative.org. The link is in my bio. We're organization that has the same mission as the Organization of Afro-American Unity by Malcolm X. Basically, we're building resources for Black people to have that knowledge of self. Sankofapedia is our Afrocentric Wikipedia that we're all building, where we've assembled different articles about ancestors, and we're going to be a first-hand knowledge base, a primary source of knowledge for brothers and sisters to learn about African history and African scholars, all in one place, while also highlighting their connection to different events, cultures, and all that. We have a visualizer that will show you how even we are today are connected to our ancestors. So it's like a whole project that we're building. And the purpose of this conversation is to find and have hopefully a conversation that can enlighten some people, or rather than enlighten, raise the consciousness of some brothers and sisters that just have no clue. And then also it serves as a way to kind of filter and get other Pan-Africans and like-minded people to join us. So that's what we up here doing. I don't want to deconstruct everything down to, well, why are we talking about it? What are we doing? Like, like that can kind of dilute the conversation. But you ain't wrong. It starts with knowledge of self. And sometimes I think talking about these topics can be the eye opener for some brothers and sisters that have already seen interracial relationships in Spider-Man, The Little Mermaid, all on TV. It helps open the eyes of some of those that this is propaganda, that the Black man and the Black woman need to choose each other more. So that's really all we're doing.
Like the decolonization of the mind is the first step. Like that's one of the biggest things, because like we know that the global Black family is roughly 2 billion people. We know this, and we know that if we all unified and actually like came together on that, then we'd be able to deconstruct these systems of oppression. Like very soon, we literally will be able to do that this generation if we all unified. But the thing is that because the consciousness has been tampered with and colonized, that's the reason why there's so many of us that are still stuck in that, like, well, I'm gonna try and do my own thing, but I'm not gonna unify globally.
Yes, I don't know who's saying that, but I think that's what I was getting at. I don't have the best verbiage, what I'm saying? My vocabulary is not extensive as I would want it to be, but that's what I was kind of getting at. I wasn't trying to dismiss, the conversation itself, but once you start by decolonizing the mind, and then you have that self-knowledge and all that, you're able to make better objective decisions as far as who you're going to go out and go try to be with. That's I guess that's what I was trying to say a little bit. Like I said, maybe I took the wrong route.
Listen,
No, that's facts.
yeah, God, you don't have to apologize at all in any capacity at all. Like none. Like we're both speaking the same language. We're both speaking the same goal. We are both speaking that. So yeah, there is no amount of having to, resort to saying like, oh, well, vocabulary. Like, nah. You a God.
We hear you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate you coming up, brother.
Absolutely, man.
Next guest.
Thanks for having me, y'all.
Yes, sir. And check out b1initiative.org, brother.
I got you, man.
Have you in there.
Yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, one love. Caleb, give us your age, your race, and your pronouns, please.
I'm 20. I'm white. What do you mean by pronouns?
She, he, or they. Choose one of those.
Oh, he. My fault.
Yeah, talk to us.
I feel like white folks can't be pro-black allies. It's just a lot of people just say they're not racist or they post Black Lives Matter, but it goes deeper than that. A lot of our focus, or should be, correcting each other on it. A lot of white folks have racist family or friend members that say out-of-pocket stuff, and they don't do nothing to correct them or try and teach them. So that's where the problem starts. I feel like interracial marriage problem. I feel like it can be, especially when the white person doesn't try to educate themselves about the struggles and the stuff a black person or their partner or a child may go through, and especially trying to educate themselves about their history and their culture.
Whose history and culture?
The black people's or whoever's culture the white person is in that relationship with. White people peacefully coexist, non-white people. I feel like not all. Definitely not all. I feel like some, probably.
Where do they peacefully coexist?
Probably with other white people.
But it says with non-white people.
No, I don't feel like white people can then.
Okay. Why do you feel that way?
I feel like there's always going to be that stereotype, I guess you could say, and a lot of white people just go by that scenario, and then the black person has to prove themselves as where they should just consider them a regular person, and without that stereotype in their head at first, I guess you could say.
When has there ever been a white pro-black ally?
What do you mean?
When has a white person ever been pro-black?
I mean, me personally, I was in Dayton, Ohio. I was part of the what's it called, when that was going on, and I've witnessed like people around me and other of my white friends, but then I've also experienced like false pro-black white allies. I guess you could say people who say they're not racist, but they're inherently racist, and or they don't know it, they're being racist, like tone deaf, I guess you could say.
When you say pro-black white allies, it's funny to me. It sounds like you're talking about like freezing fire. Like it's like you're talking about frozen fire. Like it's an oxymoron, but there are I guess anti-racists, but I would even say that since John Brown, there hasn't been a thin-lipped anti-racist. But you know, if you want to make that argument, you could. But I just what did your friends do that made them pro-black or whatever?
I mean, like I said, we were in the marches and stuff.
Why y'all mute him? Did y'all mute him? Why y'all mute him? Somebody muted him. What's going on? Hold on. My moderators, they muted you.
No, y'all straight.
Oh, he got Panther paws?
Do so what?
Yeah, I don't know why they muted you. Go ahead. What did your friends do?
No, I just yes and no. I mean, we're upfront about how we feel. Like, I live in a predominantly like white neighborhood now. Growing up, I was surrounded by a lot of black people and stuff like that. So it's kind of easy to spot when white people are inherently racist or just
You know
hiding
what
behind the like
inherent means?
do so what,
You know what inherent means?
like without realizing it.
No.
What does it mean?
It means an essential part. It means it is essential to whiteness to be racist. There's no whiteness without racism. It is essential. So anyone that identifies as white is going to essentially have to be racist in a natural sense. So that means that when you say you can tell that they're inherently racist or not, it would apply to all envelopians.
I didn't realize that. That's my bad.
All right. Yeah. Well, best of luck with that. Did you have anything else you want to talk about? I guess he's done. All right. Old Dirty Kung Fu, give us your age, race, and colors, please.
Peace and blessings, brother. 30, all of my 37. Black, he, him, they.
Kung Fu, you sound like you got a lot going on.
Oh man, I always got a lot going on, man. I'm a daddy, man.
You sound a little far away.
Let me see if I can fix that. Hold on a second. Is that better?
Yes, that is better.
Right, good. All right. Yes. Cool. White people cannot be pro-black allies. Interracial marriage being problematic is, I think, that has a complexity to it that I feel needs to be addressed. And then white people peacefully coexisting with non-white people. No, only if the YT people identify as YT people, of course not. As long as that's the identification and the belief that they espouse to, it cannot happen. But on the interracial marriage portion, because there's the understanding that I do believe the first step that any YT person can take is anti-racism. That's their first step, is to learn to be anti-racist, so that they can be live amongst us and be married to us, because to be anti-racist means that you are now open to learning.
So it's amazing how low we've set the bar for who can join our community and be an asset, or even who we can be safe around, to just someone acknowledging our humanity. That's a very low bar to set, you know? It's
I said the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not.
The thing about anti-racism is it does nothing for us. Anti-racism is a white objective. Whether they pick up whether they've already shown us that it's not an objective they want to achieve, but it is an objective that solely works to their benefit and is for them. Because us being recognized as human is not benefiting us. It's a zero-sum game. Just gets us back to zero.
He did actually just get 5 paws.
Oh, all right. Well, the moderators know what to do. All right. And we're back to zero. What's going on? Peace and Pan-Africanism. Everybody in B1 Initiative, I hope y'all are at the meeting. We're going to be meeting in 30 minutes. Just letting y'all know. Y'all ain't like him. As soon as he came up, y'all was... He must have said something wild in another live. I don't know what he said. He must
D
have
was
said...
already clocking that right in the comment section. D was just like, nah, not him.
Oh, man. The black scent. Oh, what? He not one of us? He said he was...
No, not him. The dude before.
Oh.
Because he was, he grew up in the black community, so he, internalized AAVE.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Nikki said his partner is not black. That's probably why he responded the way that he did. But
Wait, you talking about the brother that came up here?
Yeah, just now.
Oh, just now. Okay.
It doesn't make any sense. And I'm actually in shock at how many people push that narrative that if they do anti-racist work, then we can be in relationships with them. Like 1 + 1 is not equaling 2 for me. Like that's something that should be done. And like you said, it's baseline in order for them to just see our humanity. We're not all of a sudden just going to jump into relationships and be all happy with each other. It would take years and intense deconstruction for us to get to that point. But why are we talking about getting to that point just so we can be penetrated by somebody? It just doesn't make any sense to me at all in any way, shape, or form, because they're always associating it with a relationship. But why not? Because it's the right thing to do. Why not? Because you want to be able to peacefully coexist, right? Like, why does it have to be for the benefit of somebody's pleasure? It just doesn't make any sense at all to me in any way, shape, or form.
We're just not ready. We're not ready. We're not there yet. This conversation that we're having, I think, is about minimum. I don't know. We might be looking at like 100 years ahead of its time. I think the more we live as black people, we're going to start to wake up more. That's if we continue to wake up. I think we're going to continue to wake up. I think so. I mean, we've done a lot of waking up in the past 100 years. We've done a lot of sleeping too, though. I don't know. It depends. But I think we're just not ready yet. We're not ready. Like, it's still too much going on in our communities at the command and behest of those that benefit from our oppression. Like they want that to happen. They don't say they want it to happen. They don't have robes and hoods on anymore. It's not on a civilian level, it's on a systemic level. And they're not doing anything to change the system. So why are we turning around trying to marry them? And at the same time, it's just once we're out of that oppression, we still need time to now heal as a community before we get to the point where it's time to turn around and start loving them. I think it's just way too soon. And I think it speaks to how some of y'all, when you say you're not your ancestors, you mean you're not Nat Turner. You mean you're not the ancestor. You're not Harriet Tubman. What y'all mean is y'all are the ancestors that said, Massa treat me good. I love Massa. Gives me eats and sleeps. 3 hots in the cot. I'm good here with my banjo. I ain't no slave. Y'all some of them.
Like, personally, I don't think that there ever should be a time that black people get to a stage of even attempting to procreate with YT people. There's just been way too much like there's been way too much bloodshed that has come from that. And even in ancient times, like I'm looking at the time periods in which ancient African civilizations um, were the most profitable, were the most luxurious, were at their peak of power and excellence. And literally, without even the system of racism even existing, they were undone because of the amount of mingling outside of black spaces, and because of how much we were allowing other people groups to kind of set up shop within our spaces. And like I've seen that, and like reading about it, you know, like like at some point in centuries from now, we can potentially get to a point where it's like, okay, maybe let's engage in trade, possibly, but relations, yeah, no.
It's wild because you could say 6, 7 generations ago, like these same people we talking about finding a way into a marriage and being with while being pro-black, had breeding farms where they would make 5,000. They would brag about quote unquote making 5,000 children to be sold as slaves a year, in bondage, born in bondage. And how do you make 5,000 children? You, you think that's with consent? And here we are, less than 10 generations away, trying to figure, because of TV and Tinder, we're sitting here trying to figure out how we can go running back to their arms. We, the children of these breeding farms, because where do you think those children went? You think they disappeared after Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation? You think everything just changed? We're the children of these people. We're the children of this non-consensual relationships. And now I'm telling you, it's just wild that we think, and a lot of us, I've even had people come up here and say it benefits. Some people come up here and advocate for doing something that was done non-consensually to us for hundreds of years. I think it's wild. But it's very telling, and it speaks to the work that we have to do as Pan-Africans, that, you know, people think this way. And yeah, I think it is a worthy conversation to have. We got a new guest, Steph. Go ahead and give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
I'm 26. I'm Black and she, her.
All right. Welcome to the live, sister. Go ahead and talk to us.
Usually what Timothy said would really like upset me because sadly I did procreate with a white man. I hate saying that out loud, but I did. But I've saw Black Swan in a space and D, and I started opening my eyes because I wasn't taught our history besides, you know, what we get in school. And being on a lot of Black spaces has helped me open my eyes to all of the things that I've missed out on, not learning it. And not only that, but he was also very submissive to me. And so we had a very bad trauma bond. And also being in these Black spaces has opened my eyes and kept me away from going back, because, you know, it takes 7 times before a victim actually leaves. And staying on these spaces, opening to see that it's not going to change or anything like that, has kept me away from him. And keeping my son safe has been my main thing, and being able to keep him in these spaces. And he likes to talk to Swan and Timothy. They talked to him last night. He likes to yell and scream. But I just thank all of y'all for allowing me to learn and sit here and understand more and more as I unpack my own anti-racism and and enjoy and be proud of my Blackness that I didn't have when I was younger. I just want to thank all of y'all.
Yeah, well, thanks for your kind words, sisters. And I would also say, you know, if a Black woman, if it takes 7 times, like you said, I've never heard this before, but if it takes 7 times for a woman, or I'm sorry, not just women get abused, but if it takes 7 times for them to leave the aggressor, then it takes 8 times for one of us. Because in the situation where you are in a relationship with that person in the first place, they're the aggressor. If I bring a woman here against her will, and then you know, don't give her the means to which she can, you know, live peacefully. You know, bring her here, meaning I'm thinking like a place, like my house or whatever. I bring her here against her will, and we end up in a relationship. I'm still the aggressor. We were not brought to this continent willingly. Like, we didn't choose to be in this situation that we're in. You know, the Europeans made that choice for us when they brought us here. So that being the case, when you look at the full context of interracial relationships, and the power dynamic between Black and white people, it's not one where, even if you look at, you know, the fact that you were conditioned to anti-Blackness to the point where you have to unpack it to learn how to love yourself. Who taught you not to love your hair? Who taught you? Uh, uh, I'm trying to quote Malcolm X. I don't know if y'all know Malcolm X said that. Who taught you not to love yourself? You know what I'm saying? So all of that has been weaponized against you. You're put in this situation. Your ancestors brought to these shores against their will. All this stuff, they have already been the aggressors. That's why I say it's 8 times. Because just you being in that relationship in the first place was at the behest of a white power structure that you know, brought your ancestors here against their will, taught you not to love yourself, taught you to center them and think of them as pure and innocent, and maybe you found one of the good ones because they think that, you know, white is goodness, right? White is right. So all of that was weaponized against you, and does you know, lay into that. And I know that it gets real wild when their epigenetics start to come out and they start to show who they truly are. So shout out to you, and I wish you the best on your knowledge and your consciousness journey, sister. We're all taking it together. You're not alone. And yeah, teach that young brother or sister to, you know, to love themselves so that they don't have to go through and learn the same lessons.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of us fail to realize that, you know, if Bill Clinton, people look at Bill Clinton, what he did was unethical with Monica Lewinsky, and it's because there was a power dynamic there. And you are a fool to think there is not a power dynamic between white people and Black people today. You are a fool if you believe we are on equal terms just because Martin Luther King died for your sins. Like, you need to stop. Y'all need to stop. That's not how that works. Just because Martin Luther King came down and died for your sins don't mean that racism went away. It don't mean that they're all nice people now.
If there isn't a power dynamic between, like, if there isn't a power dynamic, then why is the currency completely covered in YT people? Why is there a plantation literally on the back of the nickel? Why do we celebrate Thomas Jefferson in his likeness on the nickel And then right on the back of it is the plantation where he would grape Sally Hemings. Why? Why? You think that there's no power dynamic? Then why the hell are they playing in your face like that?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And the crazy part is that they have us fiending for the currency that they are literally using to play in our face.
Right. Yeah. And the social currency of being with one of them. You know, like it's a social currency. It's like, I got me a white woman now. Moving on up. You know what I'm saying? Or I got me a white man. You know what I'm saying? Like that social currency, that protection that you're granted just by having one of them. I have a child with a white woman. My child is more likely to survive birth. You know, my child is more likely to live a better life. You know, just a little bit. They still seen as black, but now they got a white mom to show up at the school and raise hell if, you know, they experience some type of racism or whatever. And they got generational wealth behind them in some degree, one capacity or another. Even if it's not monetary or just straight up financial, it could be wealth in the form of, I don't know, a farm or some land, or an aunt that passes away that's got a life insurance or anything. You know, it increases your chances of survival, and that's the way a lot of brothers and sisters look at it. But why do we have to try to survive? Who made it so that we have to focus on survival?
Exactly.
Well, I'm hoping to see y'all in the meeting. I see a lot of people in here. I'm hoping to see y'all in the meeting. You know, we don't have these conversations for no reason. B1initiative.org. Hit the menu on our website and join us. We are going to be talking about what we're doing to build for our community, building resources, educational resources for children, for grown-ups, for everybody. We're just getting started. I think we're almost officially a month old. B1 Initiative. I mean, I had the website up for a minute, you know, it was just kind of a landing page for the Discord, but as an official organization, we're a month in. I feel like we've made a lot of progress. We've got over 1,000 articles on Sankofapedia. So we're definitely doing things. And big up to everybody, all the members in B1 Initiative. B1 Initiative is not my organization. B1 Initiative is the people's organization. And I feel like it's been my idea. And a lot of people don't know that just because it was my idea to build the house doesn't mean that it's my house. I'm asking us all to participate in building the house and make our house. So, you know, if y'all want to come and build with us, if you're a Pan-African or want to learn more, we got resources in there for you. So you don't have to listen to us on live and try to learn from us. But I just want to put that out there because I see a lot of us talking about, you know, ways to build. And when we talk about B1 Initiative, just because it was my idea does not mean it is mine. It was intentionally built to be a collaborative effort. You cannot be pro-Black by yourself. You cannot be a Pan-African alone. That Pan means that it has to encompass everyone. It's not just one person. And Brother Timothy here on my panel is a director on the B1 Initiative board as well. We got Tia down there. She's also on the board. So we're doing some things for Black people. It is not just mine. It has been an amazing collaboration. Things that have happened in the past month I could not have done myself, and I knew that I'm just grateful for it, man. I got mad love from my brothers and sisters with just a little bit of like, I'm sorry, I'm not getting choked up. But on some real, like this, it really does get me emotional because it's like, damn, man, y'all really came through, and I got mad, like, appreciation. But I'm just glad that brothers and sisters saw the vision. It is all Black people building this organization. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like everyone is just on code. Like we don't have, like, we might have little disagreements here and there, but we have the same mission in mind. And I think that's what's most important, man. Got mad love for y'all. For real. And then we're gonna have a meeting soon. We got about another 13 minutes left. Anybody else want to come up? You can. Come on up and talk to us. Come on up and talk to us if you want to learn something. If you got questions, even that's not on the board, you don't really have to ask us anything like that. I'll just answer some questions since we only got 13 minutes left. We are creating more than just a knowledge base, though. I want to tell you all that too. We're creating a resource for African people. If you're a movie director, you're going to be able to use Sankofapedia to learn about the roles that you want to create. If you're a blogger, you're going to find many historical facts about Black people in Sankofapedia, and even non-Black people, because it's just a Wikipedia page built around an Afrocentric perspective, meaning it encompasses everything. It's a world view, not just something about Black people. Like there's going to be some non-melanated, unbaked individuals in there. But we're going to also highlight whether or not they participated in the slave trade. We're going to highlight that, this person's ancestors come from a place that, colonized this part of Africa. We're going to speak from the Afrocentric, the African perspective, even when we talk about non-African people on Sankofapedia. So it's going to be a knowledge. But if you want to open up an e-commerce store, there's going to be resources there for you to learn. Maybe you could learn about some of the Adinkra symbols that you want to put on your designs. It's just going to be a hub for anybody that wants to do something for brothers and sisters. There's going to be a lot of value there. Sister Talawa, give us your age, race, and pronoun. Oh, what's going on, T?
That's Tyler. My other account, my main account's still bananas.
Oh, okay. Man, y'all all got it?
Yeah, that's a long story.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just came up
TikTok's got them on the hit list.
to say to you, I'm telling you, I just came up to say to you, Brother Legend, that you ain't got a lot of us. This is a safe space amongst family members. And if you get choked up over what we're building here, we will buy some Black-owned Kleenex. So we'll be there for you.
Gotta go straight to BuyBlack.com and get a whole thing of toilet paper. Kleenex.
You sure can. Yeah. Me and my wife about to start using that too. Ever since y'all put us on,
the freedom paper.
Yeah, freedom paper. Is that what it's called?
No, for real. Isn't one of them? I think that was like the first one that came out some years ago. I think it's either based in Baltimore or like Chicago, but they have like toilet paper, paper towels. They make a bunch of different paper products. I think it's called Freedom something. I wasn't even trying to be funny.
Wow. No, it's funny that's the name.
It is.
But yeah, I mean, aren't y'all tired of Charmin marketing to Black people and got y'all what they got, bears? They got these brown bears that wipe they behind. Black people buy toilet paper more than anyone else in this country. They're literally marketing to us.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because I mean, technically speaking, black people are actually the most conscious when it comes to hygiene. That's
Yeah.
actually like a real. Yeah. There's even research that came out about it showing that the largest demographic to like actually be engaging in the
If
purchase of
you don't,
toiletries.
I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, King. I was done.
I seen the comment, but if you don't believe me, look at a Charmin commercial now. Look at a Charmin commercial post 2016, and you will notice that the bears are blue now. The bears are blue. They used to be brown. Now they blue because at one point these brown bears were supposed to be black folks. They anytime you see a commercial about toiletries, we dominate the consumer market for buying toiletries. Bounty, Mr. Clean, Pine Sol, all of it. Like that's more than they try to make it seem like we're the number one consumers in hip hop. We're not. That's white people. The thing that we really, if we wanted to boycott anything, we would have to boycott soaps, lotions, Vaseline, Johnson and Johnson. Like these companies live off of us buying stuff to keep ourselves clean. So
Yeah. And that's the crazy part. Like we literally don't even need to. And when he's saying boycott like soaps, lotions, and things like that, like there are plenty of black owned businesses that literally sell those things. Like I can't even tell you how many times in which shea butter made in Ghana is like readily available, like in communities that aren't even predominantly black. Like you can literally purchase black African black soap online, very inexpensive. You don't need to go to like some crazy expensive space. Like you can even purchase African black soap on TikTok. Like that's from a black owned company. Like you can do that. Like they're here. And so when we're boycotting the YT companies. We could, because all that money could go right towards all the products that we would utilize from black-owned companies.
Speaking of boycott, so the CoinCop movement, a lot of people were putting it out there that movement was because TikTok takes a very high percentage of your earnings from like getting coins and stuff like that and getting gifts. But the reason why they actually did CoinCop, it was started by Peach Loves, and she has been on this app for I think about 4 years and was upset because a lot of the black content creators would put their content out and it wasn't getting it was getting like shadow banned and stuff like that. So, and I think there was an agreement. I think TikTok had put out a statement saying that they were going to make things more equitable on the app. But also, like, when we host panels and we get people that come up and, they say very harmful things, people have gotten their information put out there. And TikTok, at first they wouldn't take any accountability for it. So they had put out a statement saying that they would, work to make it more protected, more of a protective space. And they haven't really changed much. So what they did was they created CoinCot and, they put the information out that if you send money to Cash App, content creators can still make money from their viewers and then, and without TikTok having a hand in it. But there is a YT man. I just found this out yesterday. A YT man who frequents some black spaces and, advocates for black people. I say that with quotation marks around it, who took credit for the movement and created an online profile and put it out there as if it was about money and started rallying people up to sign a petition. And she found out, the Peach Loves, the pronouns are they, them. Peach found out and was very upset. And now there is a lot of content creators that are upset with this individual. But this was a YT man who was not a part of writing any letters to TikTok. This person was not there when these content creators made this decision. And it's unfortunate, but yeah, Peach is very upset about that because it's sending out the wrong message. The message that they wanted sent out was that this needs to be an inclusive space and a safe space for everyone, which, I mean, I don't see TikTok going to those links, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, it was something that people needed to become more aware of. And here we have a YT man, putting it out there on the internet that he claimed this term and he claimed this movement and, made it about money, which that was never the case. I just found that out yesterday.
They're always trying to get a paycheck off of black people. Black people invent something, black people come up with an idea, black people create something, and then you always got some random YT individual talking about, well, I invented it, even though it was invented 3,000 years ago by black people. Like, all right. It's yeah, that's what they do. They don't have any original ideas of their own, so they have to come to black spaces to try to take it. They're like, what? How do I come up with something that can make me money? Ooh, I know. I'll go to the people group that I've been systemically oppressing for centuries, and I'll just take whatever it is that they come up with. Yeah. And then I'll deem them as inhuman, but at the same time, they come up with all the good ideas. Like, all right.
Wow. Well, that's very, I guess, typical but disappointing to hear. I know a little bit about TikTok. I work with a brother that owns an agency and works closely with them. And I know enough to know that they're not going to change anything like that anytime soon because this app is not built for us at all. At all. Like, they don't give, the people at TikTok don't give a damn about what we're talking about right now. They don't give a damn. I'm telling you right now, I know enough to know they don't give a damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of like, when you go to work, like at maybe like, I don't know, like a fast food restaurant or like, I don't know, maybe not a fast food restaurant. Maybe everybody might not work there. I never worked at a fast food restaurant. I'm just saying like a real big corporation, right? Like very corporate, like not like a small office somewhere, like a major corporation. If you go to work one of those places, they are not going to give a damn about no Black History Month, about no, they'll care about Martin Luther King Day maybe because you get the day off, but they don't give a damn about black people's issues. Like, it's unprofessional to even bring that up. Like, that's how TikTok operates. Like, they don't give a damn. Like, they really don't. So, whoever has it in their mind that we can convince them to give a damn, I think I don't want to, I don't want to break the picket line. Like, I'm gonna stand on the side of brothers and sisters always, but at the end of the day, you know what it is on this app. Like, just know what it is. They don't give a damn. I'm telling you that. We can't change their heart. The cancel culture makes people think we can change people's heart. It don't work that way.
And AK, Martin Luther King was deliberately unalived because he started to see just how much what he was originally trying to do for black people was actually leading us into a burning house, which is basically like what he said. The title of his last speech that he didn't get a chance to write, but it was found on the desk inside of his hotel. The hotel, right outside the hotel, is where he was unalived, or where he was pew-pewed at. And then, of course, there's individuals that believe that at the hospital is where where they went ahead and proceeded to unalive him. But the title of the speech was "Why America May Go to Hell." Like he was very much so becoming fully aware and fully awake to just how damaging being inside of a sinking ship, a burning house is going to be for black people. And that's when they started to pursue the unaliving him. He was going for the resources. He was like, all right, we can integrate, we can like bring everybody together, but he started to realize that without providing those opportunities of economic access to Black people, then being in YT spaces isn't going to do anything. It's not going to do a single thing other than continuing to maintain the same level of systems and constructs that were built off of YT supremacy. Like, that's not power for Black people. Just because we can go in their spaces, that's not power. Just because we can marry them or they can marry us, that's not power. Just because we can engage in each other on these dating apps, that's not power. That is not power in any way, shape, or form. Power means that someone can tell you to shut the F up, and then you can say it right back, and then they can't do a damn thing to stop you.
And that's not happening on TikTok, because they told me to shut the F up, and I had to basically stop making content for 3 months until my violations went down. And when that was going on, you know, I had to take all my videos down. I had to hide every video, like make it private. And then I just waited and just kept going live. I've even done live breaks before where I had to wait, you know, kind of like to let some of the violations go down. But I was being maliciously attacked. And when I went to the brother who works at the agency that, you know, he's in those TikTok offices, he basically told me, stop antagonizing them. Like, stop making them mad. Shut up. Like, that was the advice I got. So again, oh yeah, my wife said that's what's happening with the comedians too. But you know, yeah. So basically, end of the day, they don't give a damn. I'm telling you now, they do not care. Let's go to the meeting, y'all. B1initiative.org. It is time to meet. I look forward to seeing y'all in there. It is 2:03. We are late. We're on Color People time. Anybody want to join us in the Discord, feel free. We're going to the meeting. All right. One love. Thank you all for coming through. Appreciate all my moderators, Leisha, Black Swan, Brother Timothy, Sister Tia, and everybody that participated. Gives hugs. Yeah, appreciate all of y'all. Lovely rose petals. I will see y'all probably tomorrow. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow because I got more work to do. It's weird. It's like I work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and then on weekends I try to get as much done as I can for B1 Initiative, and I end up staying up late every night during the weekends, and then I have to reset my biological clock to go back to Monday to Friday. But I'm gonna be honest, I love what I'm doing. I love it. I would stay up 24 hours if I could. So I don't even like going to sleep. I feel like sleep is a waste of time with what I'm doing, I'll be honest. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the meeting. All right.